And it looks like we are almost ready to start our third heat of the day, but we do not see a pusher for AEPi A at this point.
You know, I hadn't been back in campus in a while, but I was thinking that was not their women's Hill 1 pusher.
No, no. Typically, there are rules around that. And it looks like this will be a solo heat as AEPi Hill 1 pusher, that guy in jeans and a shirt, is not eligible. But so this will be a solo one for PiKA B. Probably expecting them to be a little bit ahead of AEPi at this point. But
you had Kate Smith on Hill 1.
It's Kate Smith on Hill 1, right? She's going to shove off to Christina Lafard here.
And decent shove off from Hill 1 to Hill 2. Now, PiKA is one of the most competitive organizations in buggy, and they usually have a lot of depth. It looks like the Hill 1 pusher for AEPi didn't quite make it, so we had the stand-in pusher do the push-off to Hill 2. So AEPi is actually running their buggy throughout the course, just providing a little bit of space for PiKA, as PiKA is now rolling effectively into their free roll.
We have Diane Lee driving Nightfall right here, and she's just crossed over through the first transition, and this is the smoothest section of road out there. So if you're looking for a nice ride, it's right here.
So looks like we are coming up on the stop sign with a split time of about a minute 4, minute 5. So not a lot faster.
No,
actually, a minute 10.
Yeah.
So it's definitely 5 seconds behind a lot of the other teams, and I'm kind of wondering if the lack of competition during Hill 1 or just not necessarily having a woman there for AEPi may have confused them, or
we'll see.
Right. Taking the shoot turn, very nice turn in, rolling smoothly. Very tight apex, nicely done, keeping a fairly conservative, tight line through the short shoot, and now rolling up on the windows about, it's hard to count, but a nice pickup. She got just a little ahead of it, gave it a tap, and then everything's great. Here's AEPi running through, smoothly through the chute.
So unfortunately, I don't think the AEPi race is going to necessarily count for their time, given the Hill 1 pusher didn't seem like a bona fide female.
Yeah, but the amount of work going in there, I'm glad they got it up and over the hill, so at least these women on the back hills and everyone else can get their pushes in.
I must say the AEPi Hill 3 did an excellent job judging the buggy speed, picked it up fairly smoothly, and is just now approaching the window 9. It's quite a haul from the driveway where she picked it up. Now making the transition to 4, punching out.
And it looks like PiKA is making their final shove between Caroline Danka to Ida Kaviakal. Ada is the final Hill 5 pusher, and she started around 2:32. So
it's about 2:24 at the transition. So maybe a 2:50 time coming up here.
And we'll see just to make sure she crossed the finish line properly. But it looks like the Hill 4 pusher for AEPi is making her way up slowly up the course, and it looks like she is going to cross the line with a time of about 2:53, 2:54. So that won't be a top 3 time at this point.
Yeah, not probably, like Mark said, probably won't make it to day 2.
But an excellent time for a B team.
Yep. And so now AEPi is coming up the backstretch, getting ready to make their transition from Hill 4 to Hill 5, and bringing their Hill 5 up kind of the last part. Just going past the stop signs. And for those on the backside of the course, even though a team may not be the first to cross the finish line, you should be cheering them along, because Hill 4 and Hill 5 are known as some of the longest sections on the course. And even though they might not require quite as much brute force as a Hill 1 or 2, they still need all the encouragement you can give them as they cross the finish line with a time of about 3:40. So made it through the course, probably not too legal, but at least they got at least the Hill 2, 3, 4, and 5 pushers for AEPi managed to at least get in a run and become part of the sweepstakes experience.
And, you know, I can't imagine how disappointing it must be to have to train all year. I'm guaranteeing those women were out in early mornings and the 2 a.m. push practices to get that done, and how disappointing it can be to have something like that disqualify your team. I'm glad they got the run. I'm glad they got to see a race day, but it's unfortunate that they'll be disqualified for a burly, bearded man pushing their Hill 1.
So for PiKA, Nightfall did have its drop test. The only thing that happened was when they released after the initial drop, the buggy didn't start up again, so they had to give it a little shove to get in the second
And
second braking.
the curb over there, the sidewalk actually has some divots in it and stuff, and that actually happens sometimes, and they are allowed to give it a slight bump when that happens. It's kind of funny to watch because if you're testing brakes and she can't go, isn't that a good thing? But they want to prove that the buggy can actually stop in control and then start rolling again and stop again. So they want to make sure that the brakes can work more than just once.
Still, at the same time, you do want to make sure the brakes can release and or release effectively. But it looks like, given the condition of the course, that is an acceptable practice, and the time should stand from everything at least we've seen.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of things that can take place to disqualify a buggy, from pushing beyond the transition period to just things falling off the buggy mid-course, to spin-outs, to other problems. But AEPi's buggy is doing a drop test and releasing and then stopping again. So it looks like it successfully made it through the drop test, but most likely will not be a posted approved time given the alternative Hill 1 pusher.